Hey, this is John from Chicago, and welcome to my channel. I'm liking the new DJI high definition videos for the FPV. You could really see what's going on, and by using a lightweight frame and motors, you're down with a dry weight of about 100 grams. So it's park friendly. Here's a video showing a upgrade to my VisWhoop with the today I'm bringing you my third video on the VisWhoop from Machine. The frame is finally broken all the way. It's not flyable anymore, so I'm taking the parts and moving them over to a frame. I alluded to I needed a new frame. You could tell that this frame was going to break. It has bolt holes in the arm right in a thin spot, and it doesn't take much for them to break. I hit a gate and broke it. I think I had maybe a total of 30 flights. I wanted to fly the quad, so I had a 3-inch frame that I got in for another quad, and I noticed that the plates for the canopy lined up, and I was able to screw it in place and get 3 flights out of it to try the new update from DJI. This was just a temporary frame though that I used. It did drop the weight about 6 grams from what I had on the VisWhoop, so that was a start. The 2 frames that I was looking at seriously for this, one was the Novice 3, and there's a video out by Half Chrome that used this, and he used a diatone canopy on it, and it just kind of crammed everything together to hold the camera in place. It wasn't a permanent solution, but this is the board that the VisWhoop's board originally sat on. They took the parts from here and moved it over to there. So I was looking at this as a possibility. I did find if I use my Hornet, TorqueFPV Hornet camera holder, it just lines up and it would work. So if you could find the print file, if they would give you that, or if you could order another canopy for this, you could use the original Novice 3 frame with this camera holder. But this finally came in. They sell out pretty quick because there's not too many people that make a single board stack for the Caddx unit. That takes a whoop board on the bottom and the Caddx board on the top. Most of them are 2 stacks, and it widens it out. It gives you more air resistance when you're flying and weight. Most of your frames out there weigh about 40 grams, where I wanted to get a frame that weighs 20 grams. So I ended up with my TorqueFPV 3-inch Hornet frame. I need to put this together. The frame itself weighs 20.3 grams. And I'm hoping for a dry weight around 96 grams once I put this together. So let me put this together and show you what it looks like. Hi, I put these together now. This is the board I'm going to, or the model I'm going to use. It's the TorqueFPV 3-inch Hornet. It weighs 18.8 grams. Yeah, 18.8 grams. The Novice 3, which looks like you could make it work if you could figure out how to get the camera mounted, weighs 16.4, but again it doesn't have anything for a camera mount on, which would add several grams. So that would be at least as heavy. And then what I flew the unit with before with a different canopy, with the VisWhoop canopy, but this basic unit here is your Skype FPV 3-inch, and that weighs 20.6 grams. And then I have another frame that I'm going to do a build on with the smaller nano camera with the Caddx unit, and this weighs 22.1 grams, so I'm really looking forward to flying this one here. But and then these are all the motors, ESC, Caddx unit, Vista unit, and a DJI camera. This weighs about 70 grams. I'm going to put it into this 20-gram frame, so I should be around 90 grams, which is a very low weight and compact. This should go through the air quite nicely. So I'm really looking forward to getting this going. Let me put these components on. I moved all the components over from my VisWhoop. and it weighs 98.9 grams, a gram or two more than what I thought, but I do have 2 battery pads on there, battery strap that came with it. They give you 2 of those, and larger 3-inch props versus the 2.5-inch props I had before. It's still 3 or 4 grams lighter than the VisWhoop. So it is an improvement, especially with the bigger props. I'll take it outside and we'll see what the difference is for a thrust test. The 3-inch prop should give it a lot more thrust. The VisWhoop picked up 450 grams of blocks for a total thrust of 636 grams with a power to weight ratio of 3.4, while the Hornet with the 3-inch props, bigger props, picked up all the blocks, which weighed 552 grams with a power to weight ratio of 4.3. In the past, the 2.5-inch quads with the 1103 motors with dry weights between 50 and 60 grams were my favorite. They were really fun to fly around the park. They didn't bother anyone, and it was light enough that they wouldn't hurt anything if they hit it even. Now I'm liking the new 3-inch high-definition DJI quads. I like the 3-inch props. They have a little bit more thrust and a little bit more oomph. I like the 1204 motors. They have a lot of throttle resolution, and they're still under 100 grams dry weight, so they're not real heavy. They are heavier, and that's where the 3-inch comes in handy. But the HD video flying FPV, you could see everything. You could see the leaves, you could fly around the treetops and see any small ghost branches coming up. So I really am getting to like the DJI video in the FPV feed. Flying around the park with the Hornet, 3-inch Hornet, and one of the cons is you can see the props on there. The 3-inch propellers are definitely bigger than the 2.5, so they stick out a little bit and you're seeing them. Being pink does not help either. I think if I had a black prop on, you wouldn't notice it as much, but the props are more in the view. The other thing is I'm doing a speed run right here, and I'm running 13 second laps, or 13.7 second average laps. That's 3 consecutive laps, which is pretty fast. I think it would do quicker, but as you can see on the next video, I crashed it, which was my 3rd time flying. When I started to speed up a little bit and keep low to the ground on one of my turns, I hit a rear motor on the ground, and it forced the quad to break a arm. As you can see from the photo, the arm broke right where the bolt holes holding the motor on are. I think that's a weak point on this frame. I wish they would have used a 3-bolt pattern to hold the motor on. That would allow more carbon, or have a different frame for different size motors. That would have made this stronger. The other con is you see the props in view. I wish they would have done more of a dead cat layout on the arms to get the props more out of view. And probably my 3rd con is these frames are in quite high demand. You normally have to wait for them for a new batch to come in, but they're worth it. It's the best frame that's out there right now. That it'll hold a full-size DJI camera, and it's lightweight. It's 20 grams. Most of your other frames are weighing, for this size motors, are 35 to 45 grams, so it's a good 10 or 15 grams lighter than most of your frames that are out there. So I do recommend buying this, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave those below. And this is John from Chicago, and thanks for watching.